Hi and welcome. This is the very first renovation video I'll be doing on this channel, the very first of many. If you see the before footage of this room, that is a very good indication of the state of the rest of the house. But we tackled her room first thing because she was going through so much change with the moving and everything that we thought getting her room done so she could move in and get settled as we renovate the rest of the house was the best option. I'll be showing you the before footage and then the rest of the work that we did. I just wanted to explain one thing beforehand, and that is I did most of this work as she was napping or sleeping at night. So most of the times there was a noise machine going on, and so that explains why there's voiceovers and time lapses and everything. The second part of this video will not have as much of that because we did a lot of putting the room, aside from making the floor, putting the room together. She was very much involved. We practice Montessori, so she is basically she has her hands on everything we do around the house, so long that it's safe for her. So enjoy. Okay, so we'll start right at the door so you can get a complete overview of how the room looks like as you walk in. It was covered in this blue wallpaper and had this giant bunk bed that took really most of the space. There was some soundproofing underneath the wallpaper. On one wall it was cork, on the other three it was a thin layer of polystyrene. As you can see, the ceiling as well had tiles of polystyrene. There was some damp issue on top of the window as well as underneath it. The top part I think was due to a leak in the roof, but the roof has since been changed. And underneath the window it was due to the single glazed old window that you can still see the blue frame of, but the new windows are double glazed, so both of those issues are taken care of. Now we just need to repair the damage that is already done. The workers that installed the new windows never removed the old frame. They left that job to me. Otherwise the window is very large and beautiful and it lets in a lot of light. You can see the wallpaper is barely hanging on, paint jobs unfinished. You can really see, there you go, you can see the material that's behind the wallpaper. Some of it comes off on the wallpaper, but a lot of it also stays on the wall. You can see up there was also another damp humidity issue from the old roof, and the glorious tiles. The floor has seen better days, but the worst part was that black in the corner. It's from an adhesive of a piece of vinyl flooring that was stuck in that corner, but overall it was okay. And then the work started. Wallpaper removal. Not one wallpaper or two, but three. Well, as helpful as that was, it was not nearly enough. There was just so much to do, so much wallpaper to remove, layers and layers, the backing, the insulation, and I did not have the right tools, so I was working with just my hands. So that delayed the process even more, and it made the work even harder. Once I reached that wall, it was then time to tackle the furniture so I can access the wallpaper. The wallpaper came off easily, but behind it there was cork. And let me just show you. This thing was super glued on. I mean, my entire life I've never seen anything stuck to something this much. I was moving it with a small spatula bit by bit. It took every strength I had, and then I got tired, so I decided to remove the frame. And then I started to remove some of the polystyrene tiles on the ceiling, which was challenging on a whole new level. I think the position of my neck and having to look up while I'm trying to remove all the glue was more challenging. This is how the window looked like after the frame was done. The blue part is just paint really, but the frame is completely gone. And this is the part of the wall where I removed the wallpaper. And then next day I had it planned to deassemble the bed and move it out of the way so I can access the wallpaper and clean up the rest of the wall. But before I could do that, I had to clean up my mess from the other walls. Once the cleaning was done, I then started deassembling the bed, which took me much longer than I previously anticipated. But it made sense. It was a bed, a wardrobe, and a desk, so there were many pieces, and it was solid wood, so that thing was heavy. The bed was actually still in a very good condition. We just don't have much use for it, or space for that matter, so we ended up giving it to charity. Hopefully somebody who needs it more can have it. And once that was done, I moved on to the lights so I can access that last wall. There will be no more blue wallpaper, even though there's still so much work to do afterwards, but I was just so happy to see that blue wallpaper go. And then it was back to removing the cork. Thankfully on this side they had used a different type of glue, so it was coming up easier. Once all the cork was out, it was then time to tackle the last of the sound barriers, those ceiling foam tiles.
So this is the stuff that was on the ceiling. I feel like I did not show it earlier. So yeah, that's how thick it was. So there was no way, at least that's what I thought, to heat it from the bottom to get the glue to be removed through heat. That's just not gonna happen. But unfortunately, most of it stays on the ceiling and doesn't come out on the foam. But yeah, I'm gonna get up there on the ladder and finish. Officially cannot feel my hands and neck, but I got most of the glue out. In some spots, that one and that one, and this one over there as well, I touched the concrete. That's how far I went in.
And this is how the ceiling looked like once all the glue was gone. For the glue on the wall, I tried different methods. First I tried to sand, and that did not work out well. It just created so much dust and debris for very little results. And then I had used my spatula just to get everything out. That also did not work out. It was just so hard to do. I got hurt a couple of times, and then I decided, you know what, let me just put some drywall mud on it and see how that works out. And surprisingly, it worked out well. Considering how the wall was in the beginning, it really started to look so much better. And then it was onto the ceiling, and although I know it's much more difficult to do, just see that one wall done, it kind of got me all pumped up to finish the ceiling too, so I was excited to do it.
I just came in here to do some work. So this is the state. That wall is looking better because now it's completely dry. The part of the ceiling I did is dry now. It needs to be sanded. This part I have not done because I need to treat that moisture issue over there and there, and as well over there and in the bottom over there. Yeah, I have the product here, so I need to do that. It's been a couple of days since I worked here. I came back this evening to attempt to remove as much as I can of this brown paper. Yeah, I put this down here so because this will drop a lot of water. Already doing that. So hold it like that until it steams the wall.
And then it was time to tackle the window. It honestly just needed a facelift. The window itself is beautiful, a good size, and it has an amazing view of our backyard. It's just that blue frame around it was messing it up completely. So I was definitely happy to tackle that. Then I moved on to the next wall. At this point, I discovered my new best friend, the squeegee. Oh my god, I love the squeegee. It was so much easier to work with. It made sanding also much easier afterwards. And then really once I discovered the squeegee, everything else was easy. I squeeged this wall, I squeegeed the ceiling, the other wall, and I could squeegee anything. It is just so easy to work with. Once all walls were done, I then moved on to sanding. I did not film any of that, however, it's a messy business.
Alright, we are ready for priming. Oh, it's super echoey in here, but as you can see, the walls are all done. Sanded, I've sanded and sanded and sanded and then sanded some more. The ceiling is also good. Everything is ready for a primer. Just put the primer.
can start priming. I started with this one, that's the normal all-purpose one, and this is the one for humidity issues. Yeah, so some areas are going to be painted with this one, and then the majority of the room is going to be primed with that one. The room now, ignore the mess, sorry about that, has been fully primed, and obviously you can see I'm a little bit ahead. Yeah, so basically that's under the window is going to be one color and on top is going to be another. Yeah, but it has been fully primed and it's ready for color. Alright then, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you next week for part 2. If you enjoy renovation videos, then please consider subscribing. We're tackling this entire house room by room. This is just the first one and I'd love to have you around. Thank you so much again and have a good day. Bye-bye.